Hi, I'm Pip Waller and this is Being Human, where I talk about various things to do with being a person. So today I'm going to talk about the nervous system, so like from a kind of body anatomy and physiology point of view to begin with. So the nervous system is the system in our body which is responsible for coordination and control of all the body's activities, like an overview of it. It doesn't do it entirely by itself. It actually works like this, hand in hand, absolutely, completely together with the endocrine system, the hormonal system, which is a chemical messengers that get put into the blood and travel around the blood. And the nervous system, on the other hand, is like an electrical wiring system, really. So it consists of the brain, which is inside the skull, and the spinal cord, which is a long, thin, well, it's not that thin, it's, it's like pretty thick where it comes off your skull, and then it gets down to smaller, that passes all the way down through the channel within your spinal column, within the bones of your spinal column, which all the vertebrae, they all stack up, and there's like a little channel made in the bone, which the spinal cord passes through. Brain, spinal cord, that is called your central nervous system. And that's the part of the nervous system that receives messages from all over the body and also sends out commands from what to do. It receives information like where your body is in space. If you close your eyes for a moment and you feel your body, you can feel, oh yeah, my arms are bent, I'm sitting or I'm standing. You can feel where you are. That's called proprioception. It's a sense. So all that information is going all the time to your brain. You're also getting information from your eyes, visual information, from your ears, auditory information. There's information like the other senses, smell, taste, and touch. And there's also a whole load of information that's always travelling to the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord, from the interior of the body. And that's information that we don't really have a conscious, idea of. And that includes things like how fast is your heart beating, how high is your blood pressure, how much carbon dioxide and other chemicals are present in the blood, all kinds of things like their interior receptors, sensory receptors that just take readings constantly of what's going on within the body, sending that information continuously towards the spinal cord and the brain. That's the central nervous system. And then there's another part of the nervous system, it's called the peripheral nervous system, and that consists of 31 pairs of spinal nerves that come off the spine, off the spinal cord. 31 pairs, that's one each side, one above your first vertebral bone and then all the rest below going down. And those nerves come off and then they go everywhere in the body, and they also receive from everywhere in the body. And then there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves which come from the brain and out through various holes, either sensory ones that take information from the outside or motor that give commands. That's your nervous system. Central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord, and your peripheral nervous system is all the wiring that takes the messages, that transfers the messages from the sensory nerves from the outside to the brain and from the brain to the outside. So that's just a little tiny intro to your nervous system, and I'm going to say one more thing and then I'm going to stop this video, and there'll be another one following on for people that want to know more. So the nervous system's got the central and the peripheral, but it's also got another division within it, which is not to do with where it is so much as what it does. And that is the somatic nervous system, which governs everything that we're conscious of. So all the stuff I talked about, the feeling, the sight and everything, that's all conscious, somatic nervous system, and also the motor commands that we are aware of. So I could say, I'm going to scratch my head, I can move my arm, I can scratch my head. That was a conscious, deliberate action. I did it, and then I stopped doing it. That's the somatic nervous system. But then the other part of the nervous system that governs all those unconscious things, that's the autonomic nervous system. And that's one that I'm going to talk about in more detail in the next video. So I'm Pip Waller, and this is Being Human. Thank you very much for listening.